anyways, taking a look at the deck, we'll be playing Golgari Aggro tonight, and the basis to it is basically we're playing a bunch of cheap creatures, things that allow us to fill our grave with a bunch of creatures, and play Golgari Raiders. Golgari Raiders is kind of like our top end, and it's honestly it does pretty good. Like when I first thought about it, I was thinking like maybe it's gonna be like a 4/4, 5/5. Most of the time, it's like an 8/8 or even a 10/10, and it is backbreaking against a lot of decks when you just drop like a 10/10 haste on like turn 5 or 6. So, anyways, a little bit of summary of the deck. We are playing 4 Citrus Suppliers as just like graveyard fodder, and 1-drop Pelt Collectors as an early aggressive beater. Kite Sail of Freebooters as a way to combat like enemy disruption. It's just a really, really efficient card for what it does. Kroll Harpooners, it's a very aggressively static card, which also can take down Drakes. It's just straight up 2 mana removal for Drakes, and also it being a creature is important for Undergrowth for our Golgari Raiders. Then we have 2 Thorn Lieutenants. It's just another incredibly efficiently statted. It doesn't like your opponent tries to remove it with some sort of removal spell. You're always getting value out of it in late game. It's just huge. We have another very aggressively statted 2-drop. This one also doubles as being able to get you lands if you need lands, but also fill your grave with creatures for our Golgari Raiders. Then we have our 3-drops, our Midnight Reaper. It lets you retain card advantage if you're in the face of a board wipe, and also like if you're trading down or trading up, then you also get to retain some advantage. Jade Light Ranger is just a very efficient card against you. It, like you want to be able to play it at turn 3 and onward if you have it available to you. We have 2 Ravenous Chupacabras as some removal in the main deck. It's again another really efficiently statted card, and with the ability, since we don't actually play any other removal, with the exception of maybe a Cruel Harpooner when facing Drakes. This is just kind of our main removal for the deck. Then we have the backbone of the top end, our Golgari Raiders. Haste, Undergrowth comes into play with a 1/1 counter on it for each creature in your graveyard. Yeah, well, let's just say I played this deck probably like half a dozen times the past 2 days, and I've not seen him below an 8/8. We may get a situation where he's a little bit smaller, but it is just crippling. Like you can go turn 1 Stitcher Supplier, turn 2 Glowspore Shaman, and like have them all die, and it could be an 8/8 on turn 4. It's really good. And then we're main decking 1 Azoni as just kind of like a super top end. If we play against any go wide strategy, I feel like we might be a little disadvantaged about that because our creatures don't trade super efficiently into any other go wide strategy, and if they have a bunch of tokens, they can just block the Raiders indefinitely. Whereas Azoni kind of like we just go wider than they do, and we retain a lot of card advantage that way. The rest are just lands, Overgrown Tombs, 1 Wooded Cemetery because I don't have 4. Then moving on to the sideboard, we have Assassin Trophy for just versatile removal, Fine Finality for Golgari matchup, Plague Mare against the Boros White Weenie deck, Journeys to Eternity against Control and Golgari, Braska's Contempt mainly for anything playing Planeswalkers, Nullified Ferox for the Dimir deck, that likes to play the campaign card. It's just so awesome. Eldest Reborn, this is another like super value card. Probably we'll be siding it against any like mid-range deck. And then we have Underrealm Lich. This card I'm just giving it a try to see how it performs. I feel like I already have a lot of side deck for Golgari. And I was kind of thinking that would be the matchup I put it in. I originally had 3 in here, and I took 2 out for Eldest Reborns because I actually just think it's better. But we'll see. I'm going to test it out with this tonight and see how it plays out. And again, for other more gold-wide strategies, we're going to be playing Azani. We'll be signing in the second one. So with that being said, we'll get into some actual competitive constructed, and we'll give the deck a whirl. Not a chain whirl, though. That's for next week. So competitive constructed, competitive play. No, there we go. All right, let's do this up. Very aggro. So back when the set was spoiled, I I saw the Golgari Raiders, and I thought it looked interesting. Like being able to have like a potentially big creature that had haste, kind of it seemed appealing to me. That being said, I wasn't completely convinced the amount of support was there. We win the die roll. We have a Reaper. Yeah, we're gonna keep this one. We have Kitesaw Freebooter for if he's a control deck. We also have Glowspore Shaman and this, in which case we can start trading effectively. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I had seen the Golgari Raiders, and that was one of the more appealing, I guess, top ends. Okay, we're going to be playing mono red here. We will be playing Glowspore Shaman. If we get any lands, we're just gonna let it stay in the grave. Oh, Stitcher Supplier. No, we're gonna be fine. So this could be Jeskai, could be mono red, could be Boros. I like it's gonna be Boros, which is pretty good for us. Combat. Play out the Jade Light. Ooh, we're gonna keep that there. Because it's looking like whatever he plays, we're gonna be able to trade off efficiently in the next couple turns. Right now it's just a 2/2, but like with what we have here, it can be at least a 6/6. And I'm sure he's looking at it and like, what the hell is that? Like, is this what I'm dealing with here? I wonder if he's playing like some weird Boros control. Like he isn't playing. He's playing sort of like Boros control. I mean, like I'm pretty sure we're free to attack here, especially if we're playing Midnight Reaper. So he's gonna take 7 here. If he wants to trade, that's completely fine. We're gonna draw a card off this, and we're gonna feed up a grave even more. It's now 3/3. Draw a card. Oh, and we got a Stitcher Supplier. That is sweet. Finished off the turn with that. What do we got? 4/4? Oh, we had 2 lands there, but that's okay. We should be able to trade off the Stitcher Supplier and get another 3/4 cards in the grave. So it'll at least be a 5/5 Ixalan Binding. Okay. Well, wait. Why isn't this tap? Did I play that last time? I didn't play that last turn. Okay, that's fine. I think this is good enough playing it as a 4/4. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're definitely playing it as a 4/4. Or we could just look at his hand. Okay, so how much does he take here? This is 8, puts him to 6. And then the following turn puts him to 2, assuming he has a removal spell for this. We're gonna try something. If he was at less life, then we would consider it. Yeah, we'll just take this Ixalan Binding. We've got all lands in hand. So if he has a board wipe here, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 3 cards. We mill 3 creatures, then look at gold. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause glitch. Is this... when it enters the battlefield with... Okay, I don't think that affects this. We'll find out, though. That would be absolutely hilarious otherwise. Okay, we're good. So he takes 8 here, goes to 2. I think it's okay. So maybe he needs another blocker. Or a board wipe. I guess a board wipe would get us. And like, if we just see another Raiders, we just get them. What do we mill here? We mill is 1 creature. Okay. So worst case scenario is that he has to settle the wreckage. Question is, do we want to play around settle the wreckage? Okay. So he did end up drawing a removal spell. Might have another removal spell, but this is just better for us. Did he really draw another removal spell? Oh my god. Okay, well let's force him to use his answers right now. It's just so funny seeing as a 12. We just have to see a Golgari Raiders and he's dead. Excellent finding, it's fine. Okay, drew land, so we drew a land unfortunately. That's the turn. What does he have here? 4, 7, 8. We have 9. What are we looking at here? I assume this is a Tajik. Duh. You can figure it out, bud. It's not that hard. Come on, you can do it. Ooh. Okay, well, we're still looking for our Golgari Raider. He'll be forced to block it. Ooh, that is a really good draw for us. So he basically needs a board whip right here. And the 1-of came in handy. Pass the turn. We are going to go first. We have 2 lands. We have all the colors we need. Yeah, we'll keep this one. I'll give it a 6. To go lower. How low can you go? How low can you go? Right. 2. Flyer. Red. I swear to God, this is the same deck. Okay. Oh, he's shocking me. That's basically playing turn. We have 3 lands. Double black, double green. What do we got right here? Turn 3 is pretty solid there. We're gonna decline. It's very likely that we get land off of Jaylight Rangers at this point, unless it's specifically Golgari Raider on top or a Zoni. We're just gonna fit it anyway. Oh no! If he, well, we're pretty susceptible to Goblin Chain Roller at this point. Oh, that's fine. So like, this is just kind of like flitter anyway. We want it for value for our Golgari Raiders eventually anyway. So we're not too concerned if the supplier dies. It's gotten in for 2 damage. Milled 2 creatures, I think. Yeah, go ahead, shock it. Go right ahead. So we want to see Golgari Raiders, Zoni, anything of that nature. We definitely did not want 2 lands. I mean, like, we get to filter, we got lands for a Zoni when we see it, but now our Jaylight dies to a Chain Whirler. Okay. No Chain Whirler? Okay. That's fine. He's not playing any flying creatures. So I think it's safe to say that this isn't gonna die. No more. Please say those 3 lands. 3 lands, great. That was great. Submit to my harpooner. Enter tapped, and we're gonna pass the turn. So, Gutter Spine, okay, deals 2 damage to when we cast an instant or sorcery. I swear there's another card, it's like a 4/2 that has almost the same image that when it comes into play And it's 3 mana too. It comes into play, it just like deals damage to a creature equal to like the amount of goblins you control. And I think they are like interchangeable whenever I see them. We will take that shock. He's planning on hitting me for like 8 off that one shock. We are gonna attack these two. Because it looks like he's just trying to shoot us out here. Okay, we want some gas. We've gone through actually quite a few lands here. We got 5 in play, 7, 8. We got through 11 lands. It's quite a bit. So we're due to hit some gas here. Yeah, I'm just gonna double block. Come on. Come on. Here we go. His game plan is obviously to try and cheese me out, so we're just gonna not like try and mitigate that as much as possible. All right, what do we know? There's no way. Oh, we got. All right, time for the big moments. Here's it's rather large. Not the biggest I've had it, but I think it'll do for now. Okay, what's the line of play that we lose here? Okay, that's going to be attacking. We're going to hold back on this. We're going to hold back on this. He blocks. Oh yeah, he has to block this. So that's going to get blocked. Then, yeah, we can or he's just not going to block. Yes. Go, Michael Golgari.